Hey Questies, it's John, it's me again. I'm back to you from the clinic, the Life Fit studio. Just a gorgeous morning, so I thought I'd do the start of this video out here, and then we'll hop upstairs to show you a few things that are worth knowing around the saddle and getting comfortable on the bike. So look, this is a video for getting our bike set up for Quest Glendalough, right? I have experience in adventure racing, so I would just probably use my bike as a basically an example of where I probably recommend you guys take your bike for the day. So starting off, right, that bike, I would suggest you have your helmet, essential, some water because it's a long day, especially the middle distance, long distance, very important to keep hydrated, and our pedals, right? That's the next thing I want to show you. 1 second. This is what's called the power grip, and it was recommended to me a number of years ago, and it was a good idea at the time and still is. It's not the lightest of pedals, but it's once it's on there, your foot can go into this really robust strap, and once you turn your foot, it tightens it, and then you're getting that sort of effect of having a clip-on shoe on the pedal. Okay, if you don't have this power grip, you know, you're going to have to make the decision between wearing your bike shoes, your clip-ins, or just going like al fresco, no attachment. But yeah, this is probably the ultimate option for adventure racing. Next up, folks, the tires. Massively important. No one wants a puncture out there, ruins your buzz. So this is your four-season, okay, Continental Grand Prix four-season. That's what I've been using. I've never had a puncture in an adventure race so far. Right, let's go upstairs and we'll show you a thing or two about bike fitting. Look, clearly we can't discuss the entire bike fit process, which involves loads of movement screening and technology, but I wanted to show one main thing that I recommend all of you do, is to check your hamstring flexibility. And that's how you do it. This way, lie back, place your knee, your thigh 90 degrees from your trunk, and then just try to straighten your leg, keeping your thigh in the same position. If you're getting to purely straight, that's brilliant. If you're getting to somewhere like myself, that's still really, really good. But if you're only getting to like halfway there, or 2/3 of the way there, then that's worth working on that, because that influences your seat height massively. So if you can improve your hamstring flexibility, you can actually increase your seat height and get more power out of the bike. To follow on with the saddle height, what you should do, basic saddle height assessment, put your heel on your pedal, drop your pedal down to 6 o'clock, and you should be sitting steady on the saddle. If you find that you're getting pulled off the saddle, then your saddle height is probably too high. And remember, if your hamstrings are tight, then you want to, even if you can get it just right here, you should go lower on the saddle, because you just don't have that flexibility to be at the optimum saddle height, okay? And then speaking of saddles, I want to just talk about, very simple, because we know that there's a minefield of what saddle should I buy to suit me. It can be actually simplified, okay? If you sit on a bike like this, with your back relatively straight, then you're going to require a V-shaped saddle. And if you sit on a bike like this, with your back more rounded, then you should require a T-shaped saddle. To use my little pelvis here, I can then explain that V and T reasons, okay? So if your pelvis is rotating this way, with that kind of flatter back, then you're going to need a saddle that's going to support your pelvis in the middle of the saddle, because that's where you're going to be. So it has to have a V, like a wide kind of wing shape middle of the saddle, because that's where you're going to be mainly load bearing. Then if you're sitting like this on the bike, more rounded and more onto your sit bones, you know, sitting directly onto the sit bones with more of a rounded lower back, then you need a saddle that has more of a longer nose with less wings, so that you can sit back onto the back of the saddle and have some space for your thighs to pass through. So the T-shaped saddle is your saddle for that. And also, if you have terrible flexibility, so say your hamstrings don't stretch at all very well, then you should be putting yourself on a V-shaped saddle with the wings because you won't be able to maintain this position at the back, which requires a lot of flexibility. So you'll just get pulled into the middle of the saddle, and that's where you want that wide support, okay? So I just thought I'd put that in because I just think it's really, really important. It stops a lot of guesswork. But if you do need some bigger help and just want to be assessed and set up correctly, then that's what I do here at the clinic in Cork. So get in touch. The website is thebikefootphysio.com. And all the best in Quest Glendalough. I won't be able to make it this year, but we have another baby coming, so I have to hold the fort. But next year, definitely, all the best. Take care and play hard.